Hi, my name is Josephine, and whether you are new here or not, welcome to my YouTube channel. I have something called SRS, which is short for slipping rib syndrome, and I think that quite a lot of you who are watching my videos knows that. My first ever YouTube video was about slipping rib syndrome, where I explained my journey towards getting a diagnosis. If you're interested in what's going on in this video and you haven't watched that one, I suggest that you do. I will link it down in the description box. In that video, I also explain better what slipping rib syndrome is and how I got my diagnosis. And I told you about the fact that I was going to have surgery. And then I made a few more videos about it. And the last video that I posted that was about slipping rib syndrome was my surgery and 2 weeks post-op video that I posted over a year ago now. I suggest you check them out if you haven't already. But anyhow, I wanted to make like a Q&A for this video, but I asked for questions on Instagram and I got 0 questions, so that sucked. But I received so many questions in the past, so I just gathered some of the questions that I could find in my DMs on Instagram, and I will just be answering those in this video. I can just start out by saying I have my second surgery planned for this week. I'm pretty sure that it won't happen on the date when it's supposed to, because there is a lot of COVID going around in Norway right now. So I'm pretty sure it will be postponed, like my last surgery was as well, because of COVID. But I'm hoping that it will happen soon. The surgery that I had last time was that I removed parts of my ribs from rib 9 and 10. And in this surgery, I think they will basically just do the same thing. They will remove parts of the ribs that are affected, because I have it on both sides. They did one side first, and now they're going to do the other side. But anyhow, I wrote down the questions that I could find. I am sure I could find more if I went to my YouTube comments, but I took the ones that I could find quickly. Yeah, let's just get started, I guess. The first question that I could find was, how did the surgery go and did it help? The surgery went well. There were no complications. Everything went according to plan. Not much to say about the surgery, except for the fact that I had quite a painful recovery after that surgery. I was hospitalized for 12 days and no painkillers helped me. It took me 4 days before I could walk without having anyone support me. So recovery was really rough. I had to stay home from work 8 weeks. And I was in a lot of pain, but I still think that it was worth it because it did help. The pain that I have is very different on both sides of my body. The one where I had surgery already, I had a kind of pain that wasn't as constant. It happened like on and off in different situations. And when that pain struck, it was so painful that I couldn't do anything. I had to stay home from work and I couldn't walk or anything. It was really painful. That kind of pain is gone now, and I'm really, really happy about that. But if you watched my first slipping rib syndrome video, I showed you when I did the hooking maneuver on myself, and I will show it here or here or somewhere how the structure of my ribs look, because in addition to slipping rib syndrome, I have something called coastal arch deformity, which is just the fact that there's a deformation on my ribs, and I am pretty sure that that is causing a lot of pain, because that kind of pain is still there, but it's only on one side, so I think it's because of that. But yeah, I do think that the surgery helped with the slipping ribs, absolutely. The next question that I've written down is, can you get better by going to a chiropractor? I don't have any experience myself when it comes to chiropractors. I've never been to one. But I've talked to a lot of people with SRS that either can't afford surgery or haven't been properly diagnosed and stuff like that, that have told me that a chiropractor can help you relieving the pain, but it's not permanent. Like right then and right there, it will help you like getting through the day. But I think that if you have a severe case of sleeping rib syndrome, if you have a lot of pain in your body constantly, the only thing that's going to help you getting rid of this pain is to have surgery. So I guess it could help, but it can't cure you, if that makes sense. The next question that I've written down is, which surgery is the cheapest? From what I know when it comes to surgery in sleeping rib syndrome, there are two different techniques. There is the one that I had, which is when you remove the cartilage and parts of the ribs. And there is the Dr. Hansen technique, which is when you like basically sew them together to keep the structure. Here in Norway, I didn't have that much of a choice. Here in Norway, I haven't had to think about how much it costs because I live in a system where the government pays for the surgery I have. So I've never really had to think about it, but I've talked to people before who are more affected by the financial side of it. And from what I can understand, the Dr. Hansen technique is cheaper than the one where you remove things from your body. Next question. How did you come in contact with a surgeon in Norway? I think that this question was asked by a Swedish person, and she wanted to come into contact with someone as well, so she asked me that. Here in Norway, we have a system where I have like one primary doctor that I go to, and then they can refer me to a surgical consultation, and that's basically what happened for me. I did all of the other steps in the treatment and none of them worked, so he referred me to a surgeon and I went for a consultation, and the surgeon said that he could fix this. So yeah, there haven't been a lot of conversation or anything. I barely know who the surgeon is, but yeah, that's it. I just went to my doctor, and I mean, I had to change doctors quite a lot of times because some of the doctors that I've had in the past haven't listened to me, but my current doctor is very observant and he takes me seriously, and he's really a nice guy and a nice doctor. So he took me seriously and referred me to a surgeon. Next question is, has the pain been in your entire rib cage? This is quite difficult to answer to because I don't really know. We have intercostal nerves that go around the rib cage and to the back, to the neck, to the legs, to everywhere. And so I definitely think that the pain that I feel in my back and in my neck and in my head is all connected to the slipping ribs. My short answer would be yes. It hurts if I sleep on my stomach. My entire rib cage hurts the day after. If I sit up straight, there is so much pain going on in my body. So yeah, I would say that the pain is in my entire rib cage. I also got a question about breathing. If I feel pain when I'm breathing, yes, I do. Especially the last year. I've been thinking a lot about that, about how I sit and how, like, if I sit up straight like this, I immediately get trouble with breathing because it hurts a lot to breathe when I sit up straight like I should. That's one of the reasons why I usually sit like this and walk like this and live like this, because this makes it difficult for me to breathe without it being painful. So yeah, absolutely. Next question is, how does the pain in your stomach feel? This is also quite abstract and not very easy to reply to, but I know that I sit in very weird positions and stuff like that in order for my ribs not to hurt. And like the fact that I use my muscles in probably quite weird ways makes it hurt. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but it does hurt in my stomach. I'm gonna have to think about this and come back to you in the future, because I don't really know what my immediate answer is, but there is pain in my stomach for sure. The next question is the pain constant? And as I said before, on one side it is, and on the other side it's not. But I have been chronically ill since I was a child because of my ribs. So I would say that the pain is constant. It's been for as long as I can remember. I can't remember having a day in my life where I was not in pain. So yes, the pain is constant, unfortunately. The next question is, how did you stay positive? I'm going to start off by saying I haven't always stayed positive. I've been pessimistic about my chances of being painless, pain-free, not being in pain. And I've been consumed by negative thoughts throughout all of my teenage years and adult years so far. I know that it's such a heavy battle to walk around with this pain. For most people, you haven't even been diagnosed, so you don't know what is causing the pain. People tell you that you're crazy. So there are many things that can drag you down when it comes to this diagnosis. But for me, I think it's just been the fact that I've heard a lot of other people having surgery and getting better. And the thought for me to be able to live my life with less pain, if I don't have that as a goal and as a realistic goal, I don't know what I'm fighting for. So it's basically just come down to the fact that I need to stay positive, because if I don't, this will break me down. And I can't take that. I can't handle that. So right now, it's basically just me being out of options. I just have to stay positive. But, I have people around me who support me and show me that they love me and who are there for me when I have days where I can't walk or do anything. So, yeah, I think it's a good combination of me feeling like I need to stay positive and the fact that I'm surrounded by people who tells me that everything is going to be okay, even if I don't believe it myself. Yeah, that's about it. I got a question. How long did you do physiotherapy for? Also difficult to reply to, because as a kid, as a teenager, I did a lot of physiotherapy, like years of physiotherapy, if you put all of it together, but it never helped me as a kid. So when I saw that that was one of the steps for treating slipping rib syndrome, I was very pessimistic because I knew it wouldn't work. I still tried it because I had to when my doctor told me to, but it didn't work. I think I did it for like 2 or 3 months, but it only made the pain worse, so I stopped doing it. Hopefully I can do it more after I've recovered from this surgery, and hopefully that will help me with all of the other kinds of pains that I have in my body. But yeah, I did it for the last time I did it, it was 2 or 3 months. Okay, the next question. Do or did you get a popping sensation feeling when it hurts? Yes, not always. I mean, it hurts almost constantly, but I don't always feel a popping sensation, if that makes sense. I can make my ribs pop and I can feel them popping or clicking or whatever you'd like to call it, but I'm not sure if that is like the only reason why I'm in pain. I know that I also get inflammation, which is basically constant as well in my ribs. I sleep in weird positions and stuff like that, and all of the things that I do affect the level of pain I'm in. But I do definitely feel my ribs popping sometimes. And as I showed you in my first slipping rib syndrome video, I showed you my ribs popping or clicking or moving around. So yes, it's quite obvious, at least that they do pop, and it does hurt. So yeah. The next question is, what kind of surgery did I have? And I already told you that, so I'm gonna skip to the next one. The next one is, how did your slipping rib syndrome develop? And that is quite interesting because I don't have an answer to it. When I was younger, when I first started, like when I first sought help, it was very intense, very painful. But I think that was mainly because I noticed it more when I was younger, because I was in a lot of physical activities. As you know, I attended soccer practice and I attended floorball practice, and I was a very active kid. So when I first started feeling this, it affected me so much because I had to quit one sport after another because of the pain. And then, you know, when I didn't get any answers from anyone, I just stopped working out altogether. I can count the amount of times that I've worked out since I was a kid, like on my 10 fingers. I barely do it because it hurts so much. I had to go there for a second, so I barely remember what I was talking about. But I know that the last question was about how my SRS developed. And I told you that as a kid, it was really bad because I was in a lot of physical activities. Then I stopped doing that for quite a lot of years. I think that the main reason why it started hurting even more again was that I got a job that is very physical. I do a lot of carrying stuff and I walk around all day long. I wash things that are high up and down low and stuff like that. So I use my body quite a lot. The last time that I was like in the ER for this was in a period of time where I had been working a lot. So it's always been there, it's always been hurting, but it's more or less in different time periods, if that makes sense. Yeah. And my status right now is that I had surgery in 2020 and I am about to have surgery again. I might need another surgery, we'll see in the future, but for now that's where I'm at. That's as far ahead as I can think. I also made a drawing that is really bad, but I still want to show it to you. If you still don't know what slipping rib syndrome is and you're still watching this video, I feel like I owe you some kind of explanation. This is basically what slipping rib syndrome is. Normally, you have your sternum and you have all the ribs that are attached to the sternum. But my 9th and 10th ribs were not attached at all to the sternum. They were slipping in underneath each other. So basically, if you see the very red parts here, are the parts kind of not medically accurate painting, but anyhow, the parts that they removed when I had surgery, and now they're about to do the same thing on this side. So this is the parts of my ribs that I don't have anymore. But maybe they've grown out. I don't know. I haven't seen an x-ray or anything, but yeah, that's about it. If you still have any questions that I haven't answered in this video, feel free to DM me on Instagram or write something in the comment section down below or in any of my other videos, basically. It's probably gonna be a little while until I will post something SRS related again, because I will probably be in recovery for quite some time after I have the surgery. I love talking to you guys. I am very thankful for the fact that you're like keeping my spirits up and supporting me throughout this crazy journey that I'm on. And if I can, I like to help you as well. So yeah, thank you for being here with me. Also, thank you so much for watching this video. I am really glad that you're here. I will be making a second surgery video, so eventually that one will be up as well. If you like this video and if you want to see my next slipping rib syndrome video or any other video that I make, please subscribe to my channel. That would make me really happy. And yeah, take care. I hope that I will see you in my next video. Bye.